At the front of an invading army stands a figure even his own soldiers refuse to fly near. Wrapped in black robes, his voice barely human, this spell warrior calls himself Heavenweep, and something about him reminds Han Li of a monster he once faced and barely survived. Before that mystery can unfold, though, another enemy steps forward first, wielding fire powerful enough to melt a cultivator to ash. What happens next will decide whether this mountain stronghold survives the day. Welcome back. Last time, Han Li met with two aging elders desperate to explore the dangerous Devilfall Valley, and made them a cautious promise he'd decide later, once he saw how the world had changed. That caution defines Han Li. He's still young by cultivator standards, still building his power, and never rushes into danger he doesn't understand. But now a different threat can't wait. The Mulan spell warriors are invading, and the cultivation world's four major powers are being forced to work together. Han Li and two fellow nascent soul cultivators, Old Man Ma and the tight-lipped Gu Shuangpu, have just arrived to reinforce a besieged fortress on the border of the state of Yu. The defenders are outnumbered, the previous stronghold nearby has already fallen, and reports say this new wave of Mulan spell warriors is stronger and better equipped than anything seen in past invasions. Now, as war drums echo through the mountains, the enemy has finally arrived, and at their head stands something far more dangerous than ordinary soldiers. The Mulan army spreads across the southern sky in perfect formation, and at the very front float over a dozen elite spell warriors. Two stand out immediately, a man wrapped in living flame, and a wind-thin figure who looks like he'd blow away in a storm. But it's the third who commands the most unease. A black-robed warrior radiating something close to death itself, faint ghostly wails trailing behind him wherever he moves. Even his own comrades keep their distance, torn between fear and something like resentment. The tall, gaunt warrior addresses him respectfully as Sir Heavenweep, asking whether they should strike first. Heavenweep refuses. His voice comes out broken and hoarse, as if he no longer has a proper tongue, and he decides they'll wait, watching to see exactly what these cultivators are capable of before committing to anything. Down below, Han Li studies the black-robed figure and feels something cold settle in his chest. The aura reminds him of the Bone Sage, a terrifying ghost cultivator he once barely escaped, though this presence carries something subtly different he can't quite place. Whatever Heavenweep is, Han Li silently decides not to underestimate him. The fire-wrapped spell warrior identifies himself as Ku Yao of the Firelight tribe, and proposes a formal duel one champion at a time, rather than a chaotic melee. The fortress's commander agrees without hesitation. Old Man Ma steps forward first, driven more by fury than caution, eager to test his newest treasure. The two combatants separate into open air between the armies. Ku Yao reveals that the serpent wrapped around his body isn't an ordinary spirit beast at all, it's a fire spirit he's cultivated and transformed. And moments later, it explodes into a full-sized fire flood dragon, scales blazing red, claws tearing at the air above him. The fortress's defenders react with visible alarm. A fire spirit capable of true transformation is far beyond what an ordinary nascent soul-level spell warrior should be able to command. Old Man Ma doesn't flinch. He abandons his plan to hold back, and unleashes a treasure he's never truly tested in real battle. A slim golden scroll, depicting an 8-trigram diagram. When he channels power into it, the scroll shields him completely from Ku Yao's first devastating wave of fire, then fires back a concentrated beam that forces Ku Yao to block with his own flying blade. What follows escalates quickly. Ku Yao summons twin flags that conjure a churning cloud of flame, then feeds that entire cloud directly to his flood dragon, and the beast grows from a modest serpent into a 30-meter monster, with a head the size of a house. Watching from below, Han Li uses his bright sight spirit eyes to catch every detail others miss, confirming the dragon is devouring raw fire energy to fuel its growth. Old Man Ma answers by hurling the scroll itself into the sky. It transforms mid-air into a massive rainbow-lit 8-trigram formation, 100 meters wide, and comes crashing down to trap both Ku Yao and his dragon inside. For a moment, it looks like the fight is already over. It isn't. Ku Yao's flood dragon fights back from inside the collapsing formation, and the shriveled spell warrior nearby grows anxious enough to suggest breaking the one-on-one agreement to rescue his comrade. Heavenweep dismisses the concern with open contempt. He recognizes the treasure as a genuinely ancient and powerful artifact, the supreme 8-trigram diagram, but notes coldly that Old Man Ma doesn't actually know how to use it properly. He's brute forcing it with raw spiritual power instead of true technique, which will drain him far faster than it should. Inside Han Li's mind, his companion Silvermoon confirms the same thing. The diagram is a treasure on par with her own legendary purple cloudlace, but this particular copy is low quality, and Old Man Ma's clumsy method of activation is bleeding away power that a skilled user wouldn't need to spend. If this had been a top-tier version of the treasure, Ku Yao would already be dead. The battle inside the formation drags on, filled with muffled explosions and flickering light, until finally the diagram violently distorts and cracks apart from within. Beams of red light tear through it as Ku Yao bursts free atop his now shrunken, badly weakened dragon, blood streaking his face. Old Man Ma looks no better, pale, hollow-eyed, and clearly spent, but manages to recall his shredded treasure back into scroll form with a final, exhausted gesture. Both fighters are wounded, both treasures are spent, and neither side has learned what they truly came here to discover, because Heavenweep, the black-robed figure every spell warrior fears to stand beside, still hasn't moved. He's watched the entire exchange in silence, and Han Li can't shake the feeling that whatever this creature really is, the true battle for Yellow Dragon Mountain hasn't even begun.